Hello YouTubers and what's going on? Welcome to the Jesse Hill Airsoft Corner. I'm your host as always, Jesse Hill on the Raffleberry Pancake channel. Today I'm going to be doing an episode on an airsoft gun that I've been wanting to get for quite some time and finally was able to get it through some deals and everything like that without having to pay too much. Of course I was able to get it at evic.com because it's a specialty item. It's not exactly easy to get a hold of. That being said, I would strongly recommend this kind of gun. But let's get into the gun itself. Now, I'm talking, of course, about the Umarex IWI licensed Tavor 21, as you can see right here. Now, this is the elite version, which means it's going to have a lot more perks with it. Let me explain that a little bit more. A lot more of the system is going to be workable. A lot more of it's going to be a lot more accurate. It's going to have the stamps and everything like that. But it's also got a nice hard kick blowback, as well as a working bolt and bolt catch, which means that when you charge the handle, which I'll show you in a minute, it will lock in place. That being said, I do need to oil it a little bit because it wasn't catching a little bit, but that's because it's a little dry. That being said, this shoots, it chronos around about 380. If you turn the hop up down a little bit or adjust it, I'm sure it'll knock it down to about 350, where it's legal for most indoor places, because I know a lot of people these days play indoor or something like that, or close quarters, so you're going to have to knock that down. But the spring system and everything is very easy to change out, and it's just a great gun. So let's just jump right into the gun itself. Now, the gun is made of a high-density polymer. It's not made of that ABS plastic, which means this is going to last a lot longer. It's going to be a lot more resistant. It has two Picatinny rails, one up top for a sight, which I do not recommend, as you guys have explained before. Sights, as a referee in the airsoft world, and as you know, playing a lot, I've seen hundreds of dollars worth of sights being blown up because of one little pellet hitting it in the corner or hitting it dead. So I recommend you just stick with the iron sights, which are integrated. One in the back and one up front. They're good iron sights, but honestly in airsoft you can just go ahead and just not even use them if you don't want to, but they work to say the least, and they're very accurate and they work well. That being said, you also have a Picatinny sight up here for a laser, or maybe even a little GoPro or some kind of video player like that. As you can see, you have the orange tip, which there's a thread on here for you know, some other suppressor or anything, but I just recommend keeping the orange sight for safety reasons. Also, the charging handle on this side, completely movable. But it's also ambidextrous. You can switch this stuff around, put the Picatinny on the other side if you're a lefty, but it's made primarily for a righty. But from what I've read, you can change this to the other side. It's just the hop up will have to stay on this side. So, you know, that's kind of something you have to worry about. But anyway, it's made of that nice polymer. It's pretty light. All the weight's in the back. A lot of people say that's a problem, but clearly they've never really used a lot of bullpups. Because of the bullpup the way it is, all the weight's going to be in the back of the actual assault rifle, so you're not going to have that muzzle rise when the gun's not going to do this like most other guns do, because all the weight's back here. And, you know, that's the case. That being said, anybody that says that's going to mess with the accuracy is full of crap, because this barrel actually has a full-length barrel, and in a lot of cases it's actually longer than most other barrels for most assault rifles or AAGs in its class. That being said, I have to say, it's pretty nice. It works pretty well. It cycles well, which is a good thing. I haven't seen a lot of the problems that some people in some of the comments have said. It's even got a serial number, and if you guys can see that, it has the serial number down here and a lot of the stamps and stuff like that. So you can just barely see it. I know my camera sucks, but it's got all that kind of stuff too. That being said, you pull the charging handle back, and it exposes the bolt open. There's your hop up right there. You can mess with that a little bit, and of course it's got that shell flanger right there to protect you from casings. You simply go to the back right here, and there's a piece that lets it loose, like so, and it goes back into place. That being said, it has two types. It has two modes: semi-auto, which is one pull of the trigger, and of course full auto, which is of course hold it down until you're out of bullets, pretty much. That being said, it runs like a champ. It's got the indicator on both sides, so if you are a lefty, you can still see where you're going, if you still technically see, so that's pretty good. But it's got just all kinds of cool stuff. It's got an elevation point back here to raise the butt up a little bit if you need to. It's got plenty of room for that kind of stuff, but man, she really does rule. For anybody that was wondering how you could put a strap or a sling on this piece right back here, this little hole, you know, one of those little point point slings. It's a piece of steel that goes through, holds it. You can do it like that, or you could get one of those 1-point slings and attach it here in the middle, right about there, and you can hang it by that. Those cost a little more money, but for this kind of gun, you do have to make some compromises because it's a different gun. It's not like your standard M4. It's although it is modeled to be compatible with a lot of those. That being said, it's got quite a longer barrel than the competition version, which means you're going to have a little bit more, which makes this a longer barrel than most standard AEGs of any kind. I think rivalable to the FAL or a longer barrel AEG. But yeah, it works well, it does well, and you know, you got your quick change butt pad back here. It's rubberized. You just simply pull a pin out back here, as you can see right here. You take that out, okay? Set it down, do not lose that, and it exposes your all your standard mechanisms inside to get her to get going really well. This is really easy to interchange. Your gearbox is easy to change, and if you look down there very carefully, there's an easy change for a spring of any kind. That guide can be taken out very easily, and you can switch out a spring if you want to for indoor or outdoor. But I just recommend you change the hop up. Really, when inside, it's not really going to affect your distancing because of course there isn't any wind to pick up the round or anything like that. And that's just a quick way to get past, you know, having to break it down and fix it and do whatever. So yeah. But yeah, another problem I ran into for this is sometimes the catch will not catch all the way. Sometimes you have to push in a little bit on it. I think that's just because it's not lubricated, like I said before. But if you lubricate it, I'm sure it'll come out okay, and not a big problem there. But yeah, it's not that big deal. But a really cool thing about the TAR-21 is of course the mag releases in the back, but this is what it came with, standard wind-up high cap. But it can take all the old ones, like this old one I featured in an old episode. Fits in there just fine. So it'll take the old versions, and it'll take any high cap, including the gripped, really texturized ones as well, but it'll take this one as well. So it locks in there. That's the great thing about the TAR, is if you want to move up to a more comfortable CQB assault rifle that's more, you know, adept to that, you can move to this without having to buy new magazines. You can just swap those in, no problem. It'll take any M4 or M16 mag that you have with you. That being said, I would recommend this strongly because of its, you know, it's good. It's just got that je ne sais quoi to it. But it's also just a fantastic assault rifle in the real world and in the airsoft. It would be secure. It would be a lot better in CQB because everything is close. I got wide shoulders, so it stays within this general area. Even if you want to, you know, just kind of cheater it, not shoulder it, you know, that's quite a bit less than an actual assault rifle where it's, you know, clear out here and you're having to worry about the barrel bumping into stuff. And that being said, this is a lot more controllable in a closed environment. Also, because the barrel's long, you don't have to worry about, you know, oh, I have a short-range assault rifle and a long-range assault rifle. You don't have to worry about that because it has a very long barrel, so that means you can switch between both forest play or, you know, outside play, you know, because of the wind and all those factors, to inside play without any trouble at all. So you're not going to have the same problems you would with having to switch out guns and everything like that. It's still going to be accurate, it's still going to run well, it's still going to do its job without you having to worry too much about that. That being said, you know, it has everything that I could want. I'm not too into the whole customization thing because it's very high maintenance, it's a lot of high dollars, and a lot of those customizable parts require a lot of cleaning and maintenance, and a lot of times tampering, and in many cases a lot of those high dollar things I've seen have worn out pretty quickly because they're high performance. They have low longevity. It's kind of weird how that works, but it's the truth. I've been playing this game for about 12 years now, or more. I've lost count, but it's been quite a long time, so I can tell you from experience that this gun really doesn't need a lot of upgrades to it. It's a very good gun, it works well, it does its job. But it's very compatible with all M4 series and a lot of different things like that. All the guts are completely interchangeable with all sorts of nice jazz, because that's a good option. I mean, I didn't buy it specifically for that reason, but it's a good thing to look at when you are buying an assault rifle of any kind or AEG, because you want something that is compatible with a lot of things, because the more versatile it is, the better off you are in the long run, and the more doors open up for you as far as trading or buying or upgrading. So yeah, Finally, moving to the final part, the guard right here. It comes off, and inside it can hold a 9.6 volt. I use the 1600 matrix series. It fits in there just fine. It's got a little pocket inside that will take it quite a bit further in, and it's got that nice little cord there. And all you gotta do, and a lot of people are having trouble putting this on, all you do is you line it up, just as simple as this, and you press it down. That's it. You don't try to put it on like this because you can snap some parts. You simply line it up on the track and slide it this way, in and down. That way it makes it easier and it's able to slide on better. That being said, I would give this gun a very high grade. I give a lot of my guns a high grade. A lot of people say that's inconsistent, but the reason why I do that is because I pick and choose my guns very carefully. I go by what I want, my preference. Again, this show's really about my preference because I don't have a lot of sponsorships or anything. I can't really show you a lot of other guns and what you might like, but I would recommend this. It's very durable. It costs a little more than the competition series, but you're paying for quality. This polymer's great. The stamps and stuff are on it are really good if you're doing reenactment or something like that, or a movie. Everything about it, the thread on this is capable of taking other flash hiders. The charging handle works. It's got blowback. It's got fixed sights. It's got plenty of Picatinny rail for me. It just feels great. It feels wonderful, and it can take just about any mag you can throw in it that is an M4 series of any kind. So, honestly, I would recommend this strongly to any of you guys. Again, this is a high-priced gun, but at the same time, you're going to buy this gun to kind of be your main. You're not going to be buying a lot of guns after this. The reason why I buy is I'm a hobbyist, but I also supply guns for playing with a lot of kids in my church and stuff like that. So, if you are going to buy a gun, this would be a good gun to become your main, and I wouldn't really recommend buying a bunch of guns anyway, because it's just a lot of maintenance. I have to clean all of them all the time, take the dust off of them and all that stuff. So this would be a good gun for you guys to have. Again, this is made by Umarex and the IWI, and it's just a fantastic gun. Well, guys, I'll be showing you guys a firing and test and all that stuff a little later. But again, I can't recommend it enough. It's a nice gun. It works well, and I really hope you guys will give it a chance. Thank you very much. Have a nice